Hi everyone, so today I have this really sweet set that Die Press has brought to HSN ahead of the March craft day there. It is called Mommy and Me. It is a stamp, die, and stencil set. So they did send this item free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links on the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchased items through those links. Whoopsie. And with HSN and YouTube currently, possibly the link is embedded in the video at the very top of the description box for sure, along with any of the other items that are now available there on HSN. I believe everything they brought is now available there, so I usually link everything and update the links as we go along. So let's check this out. It's really sweet, oopsie, with the Mommy and Me, because it's like little baby, birds, bunnies, kitties, very, very sweet. So with Die Press, you always have your standard issue items, which I always say are the 2 sticky sheets with the applicator. It does come with some information to show you how to use that. If you would like more of the sticky sheets, they generally have them on mydiamondpress.com, refills or just, packs of them. And then the cutting folder for the marquee. If you don't own a marquee, no worries. These thin metal dies will go through any machine that cut thin metal dies, okay? So let's look at the inspo sheet. Oh, the little otter, before we go on. So this is really sweet. I love that they have these stencils, and I think there's 3 layers to each of them. So this beautiful set, they're calling it the oval background stencil layer 1, 2, and 3. So 1, as you can see, it does all this. 2 adds a little more detail, and 3 adds all that cute little detail at the end with the little hearts and everything, really cute. I think the hearts come in on step 2. So it has something like this, and then they have sentiments that will go in these curves if you want. The second one is called arch background. So you have 1, 2, and 3. If you just want to do like 1 and 2, it looks something like this. 1 and 3, you wouldn't have some of this other detail, or you layer them all up 1, 2, and 3. Very, very pretty look there. And then you have these little guys. So it looks like we have our cat, right? And then the kitty. So stamp and die for all these, as you can see there. The otter and the baby, little pup there. You have your rabbit with the little bunny, and then your little birdies with, what do you call a little parrot? Is it a chick also? Even, I guess, a chick. There you go. Branches and just icons. The branch here, and then this little swoosh have dies that go with them. Beautiful little daisy there, and some little grass also has a little die to go with it. And then just some icons that help you kind of flesh things out if you want, like what it looks like here. So these are just some examples here of what you might want to put together. Really, really cute. So let's check it out. So yeah, the stencils are nice and big. I'm assuming they're going to be like A2 size toppers. So let's take a look at the sizing of that. Plastic to plastic edge. These guys are 6.5 by 5 1/4. But this area here is 4, probably by 5 1/4, I assume. Yeah, basically by 5 1/4. So you have a little bit of a matte layer, right, for your A2s. So 1, 2, and 3 on this one. And I always like the 3rd layer or the last layer. It's always fun to use, like maybe some glimmer paste or shimmer paste or something like that. Layers 1, 2, and 3 for that guy. Very, very pretty. And then we have the stamps and the dies. So let's take a look at the stamps. Again, your otter and your little pup there. Obviously one's larger than the other, right? So you can see there, cat's kitty, bunny, and the baby. And these guys are not small. I know in the instruction they might, or in the inspo they look like these little bits, but they're really nice size. I'll give you an idea of how big like the cats are and stuff. About 3 inches. This otter is like 3 1/4 and 3 1/2. So you have some idea of how large those guys are. And then again with the stamps, right? Hoppy to have you. You're the tweetest, to my wonderful aunt, to my amazing grandmother. You're perfect. So we have puns and then also like different relationships here. To my wonderful mother, to an amazing woman. There's no otter like you. Very nice. And then the dice. So the dice for, the animals, and then a couple of the other items that we saw in the instruction there. So I'm going to grab some paper and just hop to it. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I have some paper from the Textures paper pack. If you have not seen my initial tutorial or unboxing, I suppose, for some of the staple items, this paper pack comes from the new Die Press paper, and I think I'm going to make this into my card base. I think that'll be really fun. So, you know, the inside of it is going to have this brown tone, but you can definitely write with like a white gel pen. So I'm going to make sure this is 5.5 inches because I think I cut it at 5 3/8 before. So yeah, I have a little extra, see, as you can see there. So 5.5 by 8.5, this little piece here. Scored at 4 1/4. And that is an A2 size card base. I like the look of that for this. I think I'm going to do the bunny because, you know, spring is coming up and the little bunny is so sweet. So I'm just going to cut this at 4 1/8 because that's the kind of matte layer I like. But you can do, of course, whatever you like. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Sometimes people ask me, they'll say, why do you always say do what you like? I'm like, well, because a lot of times people will say, I would have done this or you should have done that. And we all do what we like. So do what you like. That's why, honestly, I get that comment quite often. Or I used to, should I say. So here we go. I put this down right here. And if you want to use your grip mats, I will say Die & Press does have the grip mats on their site also. So these guys, you can stick this on here and it'll just not move at all. And especially with your stencil, it's really great. You can check it out there. And if I recall, I will link it. But I know not everybody has one, so I don't want to tease you with it if you don't have one. So, let's see. Ooh, these are all so cute. These are really sweet. Okay, I'll do this one. The oval background. And I'm going to eyeball this because, again, I did my own matte layering. So if you're using a complete A2 size piece of paper, you're going to have a little bit of edge. But see how I brought mine, made mine a little bit smaller. Generally, when you're stenciling, you're going... light color to darker color, right? But you can always mix and match, like mix it up if you want, you know, number 3 to go first or whatever, however you want to do these. Let's go. So I'm going to use pinks, I think. So I'm going to start with this lightest pink. I will say I haven't cleaned this off, and I know sometimes when it reconstitutes, it's really, really bright. So let me try to wipe this off a little bit. Yeah, see, it's going to act like there's nothing on there, but I know there's stuff on there. So anyway, I'm going to start with this light pink. And I'm going to do it very lightly, guys, because I do want it to stay light. And like I said, I know this brush is full of ink. So let's just kind of get that on there. I'm going to do it very, very lightly. And it is all of this area. So if you want to do a couple different colors, you can definitely mask off. Oop, let's just keep that. This is a little bit thinner, right? This ring here. So I'm going to go up like this because that way it won't move on me. Okay. Careful around that area. And same thing over here. And I'm keeping it super light. I'm going to pull this down so that this does not move on me. You can think about this middle area. If you have like a little vignette, you're making a little scenery, maybe you want it to be like blue. You know, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to keep the same color everywhere, but I am keeping this very light. So I'm going to go around this edge a little bit more, just to darken that a little bit. And for me, that is what I want. Hopefully you can see that. I'll make it a little bit closer, just so you can see that a little bit better. Okay, so that was one. And let's put this guy away. And two has a little more. This is so cute. The detail on this is just adorable. Okay, so I'm eyeballing this because, again, I made my own sizing. I wasn't just sticking to the A2 size thing. So I'm just looking left and right, just making sure all these like little hoops and loops and things are where I think they should be. So, oh, let's not cover that up. I'm going to go with the next brightest color, maybe this one. And this time, again, I just hold it with my hand. Going a little bit darker to really get that in there. You see it does the corners, lots of cute little accent. Really cute the way this is done. It's kind of like a doodle. I don't know. That's cute. Okay. And I'm just using different shades of pink. Obviously, you can mix and match lots of colors. I thought shades of pink would be very springy and sweet. Oh, look at that. So cute. And again, you can stop there. You can just do 1 and 3. You can do, you know, whatever you want. Last one. I'm always keeping them the same way, so like the wording over here. I mean, maybe they're symmetrical, maybe it doesn't matter. Look at the little hearts, even more little hearts, how cute. We just had some pop up here. And so this bit is very interesting because it just kind of sits on top and is cool. So I'm just going to layer that there. And again, it's like layers on layers. I hope you can see that, because even when I put this down, it is going to go over this bit some. So just fun. But I'm looking at this oval here and just trying to... There are bits where it's like open, little open gap, and that's what I'm looking at, okay? Just to see that I'm putting this on here more or less where it needs to be. There are some areas where it overlaps too, so very cool. And like here. Right there, just looking at the edges. Okay. Super, super whimsical, I want to say. Okay, and hopefully my sleeves aren't getting my ink. Sorry, I've just got some big sleeves here. All right, so I'm gonna use this berry color, like the darkest color. Oopsie. And get that going. Really get that in there. Again, light to dark. Yeah, this could have been like a glitter paste, shimmer paste. This is going to be really cute. And I think I'm going to do my sentiments in black just so it just pops really quite a bit. Okay. I think I got that. Look at that. Super cool. I really enjoy the way that's done. It's super artsy. Just because generally with stencils, you're like, okay, this area touches this area and that area touches that area. But we have like layers of detail, right? The way that kind of overlaps and all of it. Very cool. Okay, let me clean up and we'll continue on. Okay, so with this guy, I'm just going to go ahead. Well, let's not stick it down quite yet. Let's do our sentiments and then we'll glue that down. Let's see. Happy to have you. Just to make it punny, but you don't have to do that. Let's see. To my wonderful mother, to my wonderful aunt, to my amazing grandmother. Unfortunately, my grandmas are no longer on this earth, but I really love it. It has so many different relationships, right? That's really, really sweet. Let's see here. Let's do this. And like I said, I'm just going to go for it. So, you know, if you want to just go for it. So to my wonderful mother. And I'm just going to go for it. If that scares you, then, you know, use a stamp positioner. This thing is well loved. I need to clean that up. Let's see here. So to my wonderful mother. And again, I'm just eyeballing where that would land. Right there, making sure it makes contact. Very nice. And this guy, I'm also just going to pop it down in this little curved area that with the light pink. And just so it's nice and straight as far as the curvature of this little guy. Once you ink it up too, you can see really well because you see the lettering really super well. About here. Cute. And maybe we'll do some background stamping while we're doing this. Look at that. Cute. Okay. So yeah, I wasn't quite ready to stick this down. I was going to go ahead and do it. Maybe some silhouette stamping would be really lovely. I think I'm going to grab some greenery. And maybe stamp with something like this one. You know, a little something. Maybe that one. And then this greenery over here. Why not? So let me grab some green ink. You can make it different colors of green too. They don't have to be the same. I'm just gonna make this kind of fun. So maybe some second generation stamping and things. So like out here, a little stampy stamp. And then maybe a little one a little bit lower. Again, that's the second generation stamp. And then maybe on this side, just because it's going the opposite direction. I love that. And it does not have to be the same Maybe I do one like in here. And then a second generation stamp up a little bit higher. Right. Just adding a little color there. I think that might be good. Let's do one more down in here, but I don't know if that's gonna... let me put a little something here, just because I don't want it to go too low. Just a little something else here. Okay, and second gen. And I put something there because I'm going to have my little characters here, and I just didn't want this stem to go all the way out here. So I just cover that up. Okay, let me clean up a little bit, and we will continue on. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down. So I'm just put some glue on the back of this and glue it on here. And in the meantime, I'm also going to grab some watercolor paper because I think I'm going to do my little characters in watercolor. So I'll be right back. Okay, and I have this down because I'm flattening out my card just to not sit here and hold that down. So my card is just under there. Just some watercolor paper I have on hand here, and we can stamp our bunnies. Let me see if this will fit. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm just going to stamp these guys with some VersaFine ink and let that dry as much as I can before we watercolor. So I'll just stamp both these guys on here. Okay, for this I am using a stamp positioner. I have my little paper there. And again, I'll just stamp these and then let them rest a little bit and come in with some watercolors. Ooh, that's really nice. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, let's take the weight off that. We have our card base here with that cute wood paper there. I think it looks really nice. Something a little different. And yeah, I've been making a lot of gray bunnies recently. I'm thinking gray again, but maybe we should try a different color. Maybe the little burnt umber. I think it kind of goes with the coloring of our paper a little bit. So, I should probably grab a napkin, but let's do some little pink ears with very little pinkish red. And this is watercolor paper, so it takes, you know, the color in really nicely. We have that little guy, just a little bit over here on this one. If it's a little too red like that one, I can take some of that color off. Okay, there. Kind of lightened it up a little bit. Let's lighten it up a little bit more. That's what's nice about watercolor. Especially if you're using watercolor paper, you can mess with it. You know, the little noses, do you want them to be black, pink, you know, whatever it is. Maybe I'll come in here with a little bit of black. I don't know that bunnies have black noses, do they? I think it's more pinky, but that's all right. Okay. And if I'm using burnt umber, which is this one, I can get a little color on there. Just kind of taking some of that off. And generally I start with my color wherever I think there's more shadow and then just bring it out. And I might not color the whole thing in even, just like a little something like this, you know. Along this little back area. And maybe a little bit lighter in here. Maybe they have white tails, huh? So just in here. A little too much in here. Like the line was kind of harsh, so I'm going to soften that up. Again, I'm not even squeezing this. Just the water that comes off of there is great. Oh, his little ears, huh? Maybe we should color those. Okay. So like that. And then just soften a little bit of this hard line here. I'm kind of playful with it. If you want to do a little something on his tail, maybe a little gray, just because it's white, that's, you know, a little something. I mean, that is really just a whisper. Okay, and I'll do the same thing for our little guy over here, just taking that in here somewhere, his little ears, a little more color. Oh, this guy's a little sweeter. There you go. Maybe in there. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit and I will be right back. Okay, I'm just hitting with the heat tool, get that drying a little faster, and let's get these guys out. And let's see. Ooh, okay. I think I can see in there pretty well, but just in case I can't, I'm going to take a scrap of paper and make myself a little aperture. So that looks good. Maybe I can use the other piece for the other guy. But basically what you're going to do is take this, if you haven't seen this little trick, you're going to take that and just hinge it with a piece of tape. I always look for like a flatter side. This bottom area is actually probably better. And then just run that through your die cutting machine. And then go ahead and release the die cut, but don't take the die off. And then you can use that to guide your yourself. I don't know what I was going to say. Anyway, to guide how you're going to do this. A lot of times when I watercolor something, or if there's foil or something, I don't allow this to touch. Hopefully it's dry enough, because it'll really stick to that and it'll just peel it off. So hopefully we'll be okay now. But so again, don't remove it. Just look through and see. I mean, that's a really close edge, which is lovely. I love that. Right there. Pop this down. Make sure it's back in the exact same spot. Add another little piece of tape for yourself. And I'll do the same thing with this guy. I just want to show you what that is for this guy. And I usually hold on to it as I'm guiding it through. I'm sorry, I'm so close. Anyway, I hold on to it back here as it's going through. You know, just kind of. And then when you lift this up, with any luck, you have a really nice, perfect edge on your die cut. Okay, so I'll do the same thing for this guy. Okay, that's the second one there. Again, done exactly the same way. Just being careful. Good to go. All right, let me clean up and we'll finish up our card. Okay, guys, we have our card base over our little guys. I was going to take a little bit of green ink and just kind of bring it down in here to fill this spot. I could probably bring the stencil back over to help me do that, but I'm just going to take a little bit of green on this very edge and just kind of get in here. Could have done with the watercolor, just a little artsy something. Cute. Right? Look at that. Okay. And then I'll have our little characters popped in there. And let's see. Oh my gosh, these sleeves. They were convenient when I was on the beach, but now I'm wearing it at home. It's like, it's too much sleeve. All right. Let's get these little guys on here. Oh my goodness. Little cuties. Like that. I think that's very cute. Okay, so I'm going to stick one down, and then the other one I'm going to put some dimensionals. So let's stick this little guy down. I have a little bit of an oopsie right here, and that's kind of why I'm putting that bunny specifically there to cover that where the ink kind of got away from me there. Okay. Like that. Got a little bit of the die cut my window. Sometimes what happens is it shaves off the smallest amount of the whatever color you use for this, and then it sticks to your die cut, so you just kind of have to watch out for that and just give it a little doot doot. It comes right off. Alright, I'm gonna put some dimensionals on this guy and I'll be right back. Okay, got some dimensionals on there. The back's taken off, and then we have our little guys right here. Very cute, and that is our card. Just a really sweet set. Mommy and me. I mean, just, I don't know. The artwork on this is just adorable. I love this. It's very cute, but also kind of elegant at the same time, you know, and then all this fun stenciling. I mean, it's just really, really adorable. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Diamond Press, for sending these items for review. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.